Mamba out.
Drippin', saucy, yeah. Bitch, I do this often. My bitch is bad, she always in office. Don't got a tags on running my body. Can't see the pads, I'm living too fast. With 20 my dash, I'm up, but I lost him. He wanna brag, I emptied his bag and took what he had. Don't care what it cost him. Then he broke, he turned to a hoe. I seen him before, the shit is exhausting. Ran out of hope, I wanna be known. The stage of my soul, you ran even more. So I even broke.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Sports Sounders 89 Year Times, and that is Aiden Munson. And thank you for joining here on Sports Sounders 8. If you haven't already, make sure to like this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and also make sure to hit that bell for post notification for every video and update from my channel. Aiden, today we're doing the first annual NFL Mock Draft episode. Aiden, I know you've been waiting for this for a very, very long time, and the time is finally here. And Aiden, you're representing the Jacksonville Jaguars with the #1 overall pick. Aiden, we already know the answer to this, so make it quick.
Gonna be quick and easy, fast and breezy. Trevor Lawrence from Clemson going to the Jacksonville Jaguars at the #1 overall pick. The best prospect in the draft, the most hyped prospect in the draft. Ladies and gentlemen, Trevor Lawrence plays the game at a higher level than most. He's had some somewhat turnover issues, but he doesn't have the same flaws that we see from the other quarterbacks on this list. We say Justin Fields, and Justin Fields didn't play high-ranked defense. Didn't play well against high-ranked defenses such as Northwestern and Indiana. We look at Zach Wilson as sort of a one-year wonder. We look at Trey Lance says, he played on a lower stage. Trevor Lawrence is really the only prospect that everybody can agree on. And Mel Kiper agrees on him. And when that dude agrees on him, you know it's something special. I'm just saying. It's real simple. Take Trevor Lawrence, Urban Meyer. Take Trevor Lawrence.
Okay, that was pretty obvious right there. I'm representing the New York Jets with the #2 overall pick. And Aiden, this may be a shocker. I am picking the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, DeVonta Smith, out of Alabama. Roll Tide. Aiden, this man is special right here. I think the New York Jets should stick with Sam Darnold. They need to give him another opportunity, basically, because Sam Darnold has not had any weapons at all offensively or defensively during his time in New York outside of Le'Veon Bell. And where has Le'Veon Bell been? Coasting to a 9-31 loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Super Bowl. But that's besides the case. DeVonta Smith going to the New York Jets with Sam Darnold and company. Aiden, you are picking for the Miami Dolphins with their overall pick. They got that pick from Houston from that Larry Tunsil trade. So, Aiden, who are you picking to go down to the nice state of Florida?
Some people think this is an easy decision, although I don't believe it is. You took the reign defending Heisman Trophy winner DeVonta Smith, who I don't believe is the best receiver in the draft, but I believe he is a top 3 receiver in this draft. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be taking Jalen Waddle out of Alabama. The Jalen Waddle and Tua Tagovailoa connection is amazing. He was there for a couple of seasons with Tua, and I feel like he would fit best and connect the best with Tua. Now, some people will say, well, why? Well, Ja'Marr Chase can fit in the system. He was the assumable best receiver in the draft. No, Ja'Marr Chase was not. I believe Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle's got the size, got the athleticism, he got the explosiveness. He comes off the line faster. He can return. He can kick return, punt return. He can run the ball. He can do what you need to do in your offense to be exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going with my best receiver in the draft, Jalen Waddle, with this pick. Next is Derek, the Atlanta Falcons.
And I'm representing the Atlanta Falcons here. Matt Ryan, Julio Jones are probably going to be in the trade market for the Falcons. They're trying to rebuild here. So, Aiden, I think the perfect guy to do that is your guy, Aiden. Quarterback out of BYU, Zach Wilson. I believe the second best quarterback in this draft, way behind Trevor Lawrence. Pair him up with Calvin Ridley, Todd Gurley on the defense, Deion Jones and company. I can't name anybody else. Sorry, Atlanta Falcons. Y'all just trash, man. So, Zach Wilson going to the Atlanta Falcons for rebuild mode. Aiden, you're representing the Cincinnati Bengals at the number 1 overall pick last year and picked arguably the greatest quarterback in college football history in Joe Burrow. Now, Joe Burrow was injured during his rookie season. We don't know if he's going to be 100% in the season. And AJ Green may be on the trade market. So, Aiden, who are you picking for the Cincinnati Bengals?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking a Sewell out of Oregon to be the offensive tackle, the left tackle for the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals had Joe Burrow getting run up and over. He was the most sacked quarterback behind Russell Wilson. That should tell you something. The Bengals have spent first-round draft picks on offensive line in the previous years. None have done the job. Penei Sewell might even be the best player in the draft, the best prospect in the draft. I don't know. To me, it's giving me to me, don't take this wrong way, it's giving me Tony Manders vibes. I mean, I think it's too good to be true at this point. I'm going to take him because I believe in him and I believe in what he's doing. And I like the team over at Oregon. I like what he did to protect my man, Justin Herbert. But I don't know. I'm getting Tony Manders vibes. I'm getting some Tony Manders vibes. Just play with caution, man. Play with caution.
And I'm picking for the depleted Philadelphia Eagles. Just traded Carson Wentz to Indianapolis. Jalen Hurts is currently the starting quarterback for them. So, and I'm going to take this in a smart approach. Zach Ertz may be on the market. Zach Ertz may be on the market. I'm picking the best tight end in the draft. Kyle Pitts. Easy as that. Really, honestly, I don't see anybody as good as Kyle Pitts as is at his position at tight end. And if somebody is, they're way behind Kyle Pitts. If you did not see Kyle Pitts play college football for Florida this past season, you missed out on something special. This man. Again, I'm picking Kyle Pitts going to the city of brotherly love. 80. I'm number 7 overall pick, picking for the Detroit Lions. 8, and they're in a sick situation. You got your boy Jared Goff, man. So, 8, what are the Detroit Lions going to do?
First of all, Jared Goff ain't my boy anymore. It's Matt Stafford all the way. Don't even joke about it. It's Matt Stafford all the way now. He did. He failed us. That's I got to get that out the way real quick. Second of all, I am taking defensive lineman out of Michigan, Kwity Paye, Darius. I am taking Kwity Paye. Okay. I'm taking Kwity Paye because I believe that he have the most impact on that Detroit Lions team. I don't necessarily think they should take Micah Parsons because it might not fit that best in the system. I don't think you mess with the offensive side of the ball. You got your O-line. You run with DeAndre Swift, right? You got your receivers, and you got to just retain Kenny Golladay on the team. Franchise tag sign, doesn't matter. Retain Kenny Golladay for this season because you need him for this to work. That's what I'm going with. That's who I'm going with. Kwity Paye out of Michigan.
Yeah, Aiden going Kwity Paye. Aiden, Aiden, I'm picking for the Carolina Panthers here. Aiden, we just did an episode about the Panthers, I believe last Thursday, last Friday, I believe. And I said they need to draft a quarterback. And I believe the best quarterback remaining on the board in this draft is Trey Lance. More accurate, can run better, is more precise than the other quarterback by the name of Justin Fields out of the Ohio State. Talking about a 6'4", 226 QB with all the weapons on the offense, right? Christian McCaffrey, Kenny Anderson, DJ Moore. Defense, even though Luke Kuechly retired, they left a big hole in that defense. I would still believe you have $20.5 million cap space to fill up on on either defensive weapons or offensive weapons. So Trey Lance is going to be the new quarterback of the Carolina Panthers in the NFC South. Aiden, you have pick number 9. You're representing the Denver Broncos. Aiden got Drew Lock. They have Cortland Sutton, Jonathan Samuels. They may resign him during free agency. You never know. Aiden, who are the Denver Broncos going to draft today?
Denver Broncos, they are still in that rebuilding stage, but they're getting close. They lost Chris Harris last year, so this year the obvious choice is the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, I am taking my number 1 cornerback in the draft, and if you look at the big boards, he's also everybody else's number 1 corner in the draft. He's not Patrick Surtain. He's better than Patrick Surtain. He is 6'2", 207. Coming out of Virginia Tech, Mr. Caleb Farley, cornerback extraordinaire. Got the size, the speed, the strength, and the athleticism. He is kind of he's a little bit more raw, which is what everybody is worried about because you've obviously seen Patrick Surtain play in many of national championships and things of that nature. But I have faith in Caleb Farley, and it's going to be Caleb Farley all the way, number 9 overall.
Aiden, now I'm representing my Dallas Cowboys with the 10th overall pick, Aiden. And they need a defensive weapon at the cornerback position, specifically. With that putrid defense over there, Dan Quinn is the new defense coordinator. So, Aiden, you know how I got to draft my guy, my top cornerback in this draft. Out of Alabama. The reigning national champion. Top cornerback in the nation. Patrick Surtain II. That is enough said. Enough said. Pair him up with DeMarcus Lawrence, Jalen Smith, possibly Leighton Vander Esch, or possibly even Sean Paper Lee. They call him Paper because he always gets injured. Cheetah Bay Wizier, Trevon Diggs, Aiden. Patrick Surtain is that guy. Enough said. Go ahead.
Enough said. Go ahead. Okay. I'ma take, ladies and gentlemen, the man who is going to be lighting Ezekiel Elliott up like a Christmas tree, the linebacker out of Penn State, Mr. Micah Parsons. Fun, quick little fact here. Micah Parsons was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. He was originally going to The Ohio State University. He was recruited to The Ohio State University. After a visit on The Ohio State University, Ohio State committed a significant recruiting violation that they were unaware of and notified by the NCAA that they cannot recruit him anymore. After that, him and his parents took that as a major offense that Ohio State has stopped recruiting him. He stopped. They had to stop all contact, stop emailing him, contact him, send him letters, send him this, send him that. He basically lost out on the best linebacker in that class, and he in turn went to Penn State. They were the next coming up. If they had Micah Parsons, they would have made the national championship game a lot more interesting. There's no question about that. But ladies and gentlemen, let's not dwell on the past. Micah Parsons is the pick. He's going number 11 overall to the New York Football Giants.
And I'm representing the San Francisco 49ers. Aiden, they have been hit by injuries this past season, most notably to George Kittle and Nick Bosa and Deebo Samuel, which is sure him to start off the season. And I think Jimmy G, if he does remain a San Francisco 49er, I think he needs some protection. So that's why I'm picking the 305-pound O-line out of Northwestern, Rashawn Slater, to be the next offensive lineman for the San Francisco 49ers. You talk about a guy that can protect and play either tackle or guard and will show up and show out any day of the week. A guy that can protect the quarterback. Kyle Shanahan will like Rashawn Slater to be his top O-line this upcoming season. Rashawn Slater, San Francisco 49ers. Aiden, you have pick number 13. You're representing the Los Angeles Chargers. Aiden, new coach, new system. And Justin Herbert coming off of his offensive break of the year performance last season. Aiden, who do you have taking
I mess with that volatile offense. I don't think that you need to do anything to the offense. However, there have been some questions about Melvin Gordon. Is that defense going to return back to form? This and that. So, with that being said, I am going to have to be safe here, and I'm going to take the best edge rusher in the draft, Gregory Rousseau, out of the University of Miami. He was slipping on some draft boards because he opted out of the season. He's the real deal. 15.5 sacks, 19.5 tackles for loss. He is the man, the myth, the legend, and the guy out there at the U. Another great defender from the U going to LA. The lights, the cameras, action just needs to perform.
Aiden, I pick number 14 here, representing the Minnesota Vikings. Offense is pretty much there's no reason for tweaking at all at the wide receiver and running back position. You have Justin Jefferson, you have Adam Thielen, you have Kyle Rudolph, you have Dalvin Cook, and also you have Kirk Cousins. That defense, on the other hand, it's kind of shaky. You don't have Everson Griffin anymore. And Danielle Hunter was injured to start off the season this past year. So I think they need a D lineman. I think they need a defensive lineman coming out of Alabama. They need a little roll tide up from there. They need a 6'5", 310-pound defensive lineman. Christian Barmore out of Alabama. Look, man, pair him up with Neil Hunter, Harrison Smith, Anthony Harris. That's a great complete team over there competing in the NFC, I believe, the NFC North. NFC North.
Well, Mammoth, the legend, Justin Fields has slipped down this far, and people want to be furious, but fear not, I will not be missing out on him going to the New England Patriots to be the successor to then Tom Brady, now Cam Newton. I still think that it would be good to keep Cam on the team. I like Cam being the mentor, the proprietor. He can still cut it. Cam can still cut it, man. He was just getting used to the system. I believe that the Patriots can have some faith in him. I believe that Cam is the move to resign here, and we will be going more in depth into that in our Cam Newton episode coming up. If not, it has been already released, but I'm going to go with Justin Fields to sit and learn. I call this new style the Patrick Mahomes style, where he sits for a year or two, then throws for 50-plus touchdowns and wins an MVP. That's what I call that.
Aiden, I am picking for, I believe, the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, Chandler Jones, Budda Baker, possibly Patrick Peterson if he doesn't return. And if he does return in free agency. On that defense, I think they need an edge rusher. I think it's going to be an edge rusher coming out of Miami. He's going to stay in Florida. And they need a little bit more defense and offense. If they really want to contend, especially in the tough division, I believe the toughest division of football in the NFC West, they need the edge rushers that can get to the quarterback. I think they're going to pick Gregory Rousseau. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Gregory.
Pause.
Okay, we're gonna cut that out. Man. So, again, I'm picking for the Miami Dolphins here. Have Kyler Murray, you have D-Hop. You have Larry Fitzgerald. Can't forget about Larry Fitzgerald. You have Christian Kirk. You have Budda Baker. You have Chandler Jones. You have Budda Baker. If I didn't mention him already, they may need a little protection, Aiden. So, I think if you didn't take him already, O-lineman out of USC. O-lineman out of USC. I am taking Elijah Vera Tucker out of USC. Aiden, like you got to give Kyler Murray some protection, even though he is a He can run the ball. He can run. He can escape the pocket. I think he just need a little more protection, so he can have enough time to get the ball to D Hop and Larry, Christian, and company as well. Elijah Vera Tucker going to the desert. Aiden, you have the next pick, man. I believe you're picking for the Las Vegas Raiders. John Gruden.
Las Vegas.
John Gruden, Derek Carr. Who you picking, man?
Las Vegas Raiders. They need some excitement. They're presumably going to keep Derek Carr as they should. They've got a nice offense going over there. Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller, who is a phenomenal player. Their defense is where we see some of the problems where they're giving up points late in the game. I am going to have to go with. I'm thinking, because this is a hard decision I kind of got to make here. Because I think we're going to have to take the best player here. Fits Xavier Collins out of the University of Tulsa. Pause. Like I said, I'm going to be taking linebacker and the defensive player of the year in college football, Xavier Collins out of the University of Tulsa. I think he's a phenomenal player. He's going to add some oomph to that defense. And I think he is going to be a great addition to that team.
Okay, Aiden, you're picking for I'm picking for again the Miami Dolphins again. This is crazy, and I think they need another weapon. I think they're gonna take a wide receiver, specifically out of Ole Miss, a junior, 5'9", 185. I think they're gonna take Elijah Moore, a speedy wide receiver, to pair up with Devontae Parker and Devontae Smith. I already picked the third overall pick a couple of minutes ago. Another weapon. Give two some more options. Aiden, you have the 19th overall pick to the Washington football team, Aiden. They have a quarterback situation going on over there, so who are you going to pick, man?
I will not be taking a offensive player or a quarterback. I'm going to be doing a trade alert, Darius. I'm going to be swapping their number 19 overall pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 24th overall pick, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are moving up to take offensive lineman out of Ohio State in the phenomenal Wyatt Davis, who can play on the interior. Mike Parsons just retired. You need somebody to step into that role. I think you can mold Wyatt Davis into the interior offensive lineman you
need. Solid pick, Aiden. I'm picking for the Chicago Bears, Aiden. This is very difficult here because, Allen Robinson may depart in free agency, or the Bears may franchise tag him. So it's a tough situation offensively for the Bears. We all know that, but championship contending defense, I think they just need another weapon offensively, and specifically at the wide receiver position. So Aiden, this is tough, man. This is tough. Aiden, quick question here, man. Have you already taken Kadarius Toney off the board?
No, and there's a lot of, just to brief you, there's a lot of other good wide receivers still on the board. There's my man Amon-Ra St. Brown out of USC. There's Rondale Moore. There's Rashad Bateman. But no, I have not taken Kadarius Toney. You can take him if you so choose.
Kadarius Toney, I think that's the guy that the Chicago Bears need, especially if Allen Robinson is going to depart and the Bears pretty much don't have an offense at all outside of Mitchell. Can't throw a ball Trubisky. So, Kadarius Toney going to the Chicago Bears. Aiden, you're picking for the Indianapolis Colts. Carson Wentz, the quarterback. Offense looking kind of decent. Do you think they need something else?
I know you heard me. Before we move on, why Kadarius Toney?
Why Kadarius Toney? I think even though they're that there are other solid weapons left in the draft, especially Rashad Bateman, specifically because that would have been my second option. But Kadarius Toney, I think that I mentioned earlier the scenario. Let's say Allen Robinson leaves. I think Kadarius Toney will be ready to step up to the plate, unlike Rashad Bateman. And no offense to Rashad Bateman, I think Kadarius Toney is that guy. He has not gotten enough credit, especially not from national media like ESPN and NBC Sports. Like even though he's going to be a lower tier first round draft pick, I think Chicago could be the perfect place for him, especially with the championship contending defense, continuously going to the playoffs, especially in the NFC North. I believe the only competition you have is pretty much Minnesota and Green Bay. So you bring Kadarius Toney there, 6 feet tall, speedy, athletic, pair him up with an average quarterback in Mitch Trubisky, and don't forget about Tariq Cohen and David Montgomery in the backfield. I believe Kadarius Toney could be the right fit for the Chicago Bears. Indianapolis Colts, Aiden, who you picking, man?
Indianapolis Colts. Well, you took who I was going to take. I was going to take Elijah Vera Tucker down here, but since he got taken earlier off the board, I have to go with my guy out of Virginia Tech, Mandars. I think that he is a amazing, phenomenal offensive lineman. He's not one of my highest grade offensive linemen, but he is still a good offensive lineman to have. And I believe that he will have a amazing impact on that team now that Anthony Costanzo is retired.
Aiden, I'm representing the Tennessee Titans with the 22nd overall pick. You have King Henry, you have Ryan Tannehill, A.J. Brown, Adam Humphries. Pretty much a phenomenal offense. Derrick Henry rushed for 2,000 yards last season. That defense needs a little tweaking here and there. He's still have Malcolm Butler and company as well, so I think they need a defensive lineman out of Miami. If you haven't already, Aiden, I think I'm going to take Jalen Phillips out of Miami, 6'5", 266. I think that will be a great fit, especially with the dynamic offense where Jalen Phillips can come in and be that main guy on the D-line and defensively for the Tennessee Titans. Jalen Phillips going to Tennessee. Aiden, you're representing. Go ahead, man.
The New York Jets, who need
a off. Seattle, man. Got that pick from Seattle, I believe. Jamal Amstraight.
Yep. We gave them a offensive weapon in Devontae Smith, and I'm going to give them another offensive weapon in the reigning defending national champions, Najee Harris, at Alabama running back. I think that he could do wonders for that.
Nah.
Young Bell could.
Najee. Ooh, that was a good pick. That was a good pick. Aiden. Ooh, that was a good pick, man. Pick 24. Representing
again, you pick football team.
For the football team, Washington football team?
Yes, I traded up. The Steelers traded up.
Okay, Washington. They need a quarterback. I do believe that there is another quarterback left on the board, Aiden. I think there is another quarterback left on the board. I think my guy. I think he needs a fresh start with a phenomenal defense and scary Terry over there. I think Ron Rivera should give Mac Jones a shot. And Washington, Mac Jones is going to be a member of the football team. He's going to be a member of the football team. That name could change soon. Mac Jones should be the right place to go. Aiden, you representing Jacksonville Jaguars again. They have another first round pick from Los Angeles per the Jalen Ramsey trade a couple of years ago. So, Aiden, who are you picking to surround Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Jacksonville Jaguars are an amazing team, amazing offense, and I think we should get Trevor Lawrence some weapons, some new weapons to play around with. All right. I am going to go with Rondale Moore out of the University of Purdue. He is small. He's kind of on the smaller side. He's only 5'9", but he's shifty. He's amazing. He's fast. He's amazing. And I'm not saying every guy who's fast, shifty, and works like that is Tyreek Hill. I'm not saying Tyreek Hill-esque. I'm not even going to compare him to Tyreek Hill because that's not at all his play style, and that wouldn't be doing him justice. But what he does have is a phenomenal skill set that can definitely help complement what Trevor Lawrence has going on.
Okay, man. You surround Trevor Lawrence with a weapon. I like that. Like that thought process. I like that thought process, man. And I'm picking for the Cleveland Browns. Came out for playoff appearance. They may keep Baker Mayfield. Yeah, Miles Garrett. Yeah, Denzel Ward. I think they need an edge rusher, Aiden. If you haven't already. I don't believe you have taken an edge rusher out of Wake Forest, have you? I don't believe you have.
No.
I think I'm gonna pick that guy, man. You know who I'm talking about, man. You know who I'm talking about. Carlos Basham Jr. out of Wake Forest, senior 6'5", 285. That's big brother right there. Carlos Basham Jr. is going to pair up with Miles here, the dynamic duo defensively pairing him alongside Denzel Ward, Kevin Stefanski, Baker Mayfield, possibly Odell Beckham Jr. if he doesn't get traded, Jarvis Landry as well, David Njoku, Austin Hooper, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. That's a squad right there, Aiden Munson. That's a squad. Go ahead, Aiden. Pick 27. You're picking for the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Camden 2.0 Jackson. So who you picking? Are you picking somebody to protect Lamar or surround him with another weapon?
We're kind of. I wouldn't say we're out of dudes to protect him, but we've taken all the top guys, right? Sewell's off the board, Slater's off the board, Darvish off the board, Wyatt off the board, Elijah Vera Tucker off the board, and I don't think you take Trey Smith this high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to surround him with another wide receiver. I know I'm just basically taking everything that Darius doesn't take at this point, and I am going to actually be taking. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I didn't mean to say wide receiver. I'm going to be taking another running back. I'm going to be taking the running back, Travis Etienne from Clemson, the all-time ACC leader in rushing yards. Travis Etienne, the man, the myth, and the literal legend.
Oh, that was a good shot right there. That was a good shot. Good shot, man. 89 picking for the New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees may be returned. You never know, man. You see how Taysom Hill sub James Winston. One of the best O-lines in the league. Aiden, have you happened to taking a defensive back by the name of Kelvin Joseph off the board?
No.
That's who I'm picking, man. Defensive back. I do know that Marshawn Lattimore. I know that Cam Jordan, even though he doesn't play DB. You give Kelvin Joseph on the Saints, and that just gives another stud, another lockdown defensive back to surround Sean Payton with the guru coach. And that would give the Saints another weapon defensively to pack that great all-around team down there in New Orleans. Aiden, you are picking for the Green Bay Packers. Aiden, got bounced out of the NFC Championship like 2 years in a row. So, got to make the right decision for that Batman Aaron Rodgers.
Kind of pick here. I'm not taking any offensive weapons. All right, I'm just going to get that out of the way. I'm taking Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah out of Notre Dame, the senior linebacker, who is a top linebacker. I rank above Nick Bolton. Some people have him ranked below Nick Bolton. I like Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He's explosive. He is awesome. I say these words just to explain how I feel about this man's play style. Now, he's not exactly your prototypical edge rush tackler. He can tackle space. He's not going to mess up on the tackling side. But if you want a linebacker who's not going to be a living nightmare in coverage, or there's something that you have to cover up for, then you want him. He is amazing in coverage. He can cover down the field. He can cover his guy extremely well. And I have faith that he will be used well on the Green Bay Packers.
Not picking for the Buffalo Bills here. They went to the AFC Championship game last year. Unfortunately got bounced out by the Chiefs. That defense needs some work. The offense is perfectly fine. From what I'm seeing, that defense needs some work, and I think they need a D lineman. I think they need a D lineman, man. Out of Washington specifically, he was a junior, Aiden. 6'3", 293. Levi.
Oh,
Anzuri. Anzuri. I'm just gonna say Anzuri. No, Aiden. Okay. You know I can't pronounce the names. So guess what, Aiden? I'm just gonna call him Levi. I'm just gonna call him Levi. For now, I'm gonna call him Levi. Levi. My God. Going to Buffalo. Pair him up with Derrick Henry's lead blocker Josh Norman and Michael Hyde and my God, Davis White. Don't forget about Ed Oliver. Don't forget the dynamic offense. That dynamic offense with, I believe, Josh Allen's going to be the MVP. Both predictions, Josh Allen's going to be the MVP this upcoming season. Stephon Diggs, you know what he did last season. Pretty much helped the Buffalo Bills be a playoff team again. So, Levi. Going to the Buffalo Bills. Pick 29. Pick 31 for you. 31 for you, Aiden. You're picking for the Kansas City Chiefs, man. It had bad luck in the Super Bowl. So, Aiden, who you picking, man?
Trey Smith out of Tennessee, very easy pick here. He is a senior. He will provide some youth to that offensive line, man. I don't want to say what we saw in Tampa Bay, but it was a freaking travesty. You shifting everybody, this place, that place. You're looking disarrayed, disorganized, and discombobulated when you hit it by that Buccaneers rush. I have to go with an offensive lineman. I think Chiefs fan would be offended if I didn't go with an offensive lineman after what we saw.
Aiden, I'm big for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here, Aiden, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers got pretty much every single thing imaginable that they want in, every position in football. Got tight end, they got it. Got defensive lineman, they got it, man. So if Rob Gronkowski is to leave because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers don't have enough cap space to re-sign him because they need to re-sign and AB and Levante David and Shaq Barrett, and then they're just gonna take another tight end by the name of out of Miami, Brevin Jordan. Just filling the roster. This is basically what I'm doing here. Just filling up the roster. Just providing a little bit of depth there. So, Aiden, I think this concludes our first official mock draft episode for the 2021 NFL Draft. If you haven't already, make sure to comment down below, and also make sure to hit that bell for post notifications for every video and update from my channel. Until then, everybody, I'm Darius Simonson, and that's Aiden West. Until then, everybody, peace and love. And see you, everybody.